heart.
Mother's Day to those of us who are mothers to our own children. Happy Mother's Day to mothers who are mothers to others' children, mothers to our parents, mothers to our siblings, mothers to pets. Happy Mother's Day to the men who have mothered and have mothering within you. So happy Mother's Day to us all.
Thank you.
So I'd like to welcome anyone who is celebrating with us here in the sanctuary for the first time. No? Okay. Just a reminder to please turn off your cell phones so they don't interfere with our recording devices. And today we are blessed to have Kathy and Mo as our guest musicians, and our reader today is Kate Lear. So Kate.
I'll turn my phone off after I read. My Kindle died on the way to church. So, the most beautiful word on the lips of mankind is the word mother. And the most beautiful call is the call of my mother. It is a word full of hope and love, a sweet and kind word coming from the depths of the heart. The mother is everything. She is our consolation in sorrow, our hope in misery, our strength in weakness. She is the source of love, mercy, sympathy, and forgiveness. Everything in nature bespeaks a mother. The sun is the mother of the earth and gives it its nourishment of heart. It never leaves the universe at night until it has put the earth to sleep in the song of the sea and the hymn of the birds and the brooks. And this earth is the mother of trees and flowers. It produces them, nurses them, weans them. The trees and flowers become kind mothers of their great fruits and seeds. And the mother, prototype of all existence, is the eternal spirit, full of beauty and love. Khalil Gibran.
That was beautiful. I love Khalil. And I forgot to say Happy Mother's. Let's wish ourselves a Happy Mother's Day for loving and nurturing ourselves, being mothers to ourselves. Okay, our first hymn, If You Will Rise As You Are Able, is projected on the wall. Infinite Wisdom Guides My Way. We'll sing all 3 verses.
morning, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm sure Jan's gonna turn me on. Get back there.
Watch out.
You are now turned on.
I'm now turned on. I'm so happy to be back here in this place with you all. Happy Mother's Day again. The Bible verse today is one of my favorite from my childhood. Not only was it taught to me in a song form by my mother, but also by my mother's sister, who mothered me quite a bit, so much that my cousins and I called her Mama Dot. It's from 1 John. 1 John 4, 7 and 8. And to bless you all, I will not sing it, as I did in my childhood, but I will read it. Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God, and everyone that loveth is born of God and knoweth God. He that loveth not, knoweth not God, for God is love. And then we ended our song with, so beloved, we must love one another. Isn't that sweet? It's very sweet. And I learned it from almost the time of being a toddler. But let's talk about a few words from that Bible verse. Let's start with that word, beloved. You know, someone once said to me, all your sermons and all your talks seem to revolve around love. Don't you talk about anything else? And so I went home and I thought, well, maybe I should. Nah, I don't think I will. I think I'll always talk about love because it's so essential. Beloved. Now, beloved is a term we don't use typically for our, favorite meal. You don't call your spaghetti beloved, right? It's a word we reserve for those near and dear to our heart. And I liked it so much that in this Bible verse, it says, beloved. Look, peeps, all my peeps, my beloved. We must love one another. I know it's not going to be easy all the time. Jesus gave us two very important commandments, and they were both about love. Love God with all of you, right? All you got, all your mind, your heart, your soul, everything. And then you got to love others just like that. I know it's easy for me to love you all because for the most part you love me back. And you are my beloved. But maybe we should try a little harder to call others beloved. Especially when we remember that we are all one. Remember, it goes on to say, he that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love. Do you know somebody in your life who doesn't seem to be full of love? Somebody. Maybe we could help them learn a little bit more about the God who is in us all. Please don't turn away from them. Please don't just put them away and forget to call them beloved. I even said this to someone today. In every situation I'm in, I either try to be a teacher or a learner, a student. Maybe we can take that opportunity for those that we don't feel a lot of great love, beloved love for. Maybe we can be a teacher in that situation. It goes on in verse 11 and it says, beloved, if God so loved us, we ought to also love one another. And then even later on, it says we love because God first loved us. So my friends, today is the perfect day to have this thought in your heart, beloved, let us love one another. And we'll talk more about that later. If you will say with me your statement of being. If you're not sure you know it all, you can find it in your orders of service. God is all, both invisible and visible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. I am the individualized expression of God, and I'm ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. All right.
The song we just did was Joy joy, joy, joy down in my heart, but it's also a joy for us to be here. I always enjoy being here with you guys. This first one is probably one of our favorites, and so we'll do it for you. When I think I'm going under, part the waters roll. When I feel the waves around me on the sea. When I cry for help, oh, hear me, Lord, and hold out your hand. Touch my life, calm this raging storm in me. I need thee every hour, most gracious Lord. No tender voice like thine can peace afford. I need thee, oh, I need thee. Every hour I need thee. Oh, bless me now, my Savior. I come to thee. I need thee every hour in joy or pain. Come quickly and my whole life is thee. I need thee, oh, I need thee. Every hour I need thee. Oh, bless me now, my Savior. I come to thee. Oh, bless me now, my Savior. I come to when I think I'm going under, when I think I'm going under, part the waters, Lord. Part the waters, Lord.
Absolutely beautiful. You know, as a younger person, I was a little self-conscious and I wouldn't necessarily move when the music moved me. Now, at my age, I can't stop moving. It's time now for our meditation time. So as the lights go down, my friend Rick's going to pray for us. We have some prayer requests.
Got it?
If you'll take a moment to pray with me. Most gracious God, I'm holding in my hand a request for people who are ill, sad, struggling. Today in this congregation, we lift them up, knowing that God, the great physician, intends that every need be supplied. Now, if you have someone even that you hold in your heart, all you need to do is whisper their name. Teach us to be loving and kind and healing spirits in the face of all that ails us. For we know you are true, powerful love. So, beloved, let us love one another. Amen.
Amen.
Now, if you'll take in a deep breath with me. Oh, we're not ready for the lights. We're going to meditate. Get your body all comfortable. Know deep inside you that the substance of all that you desire and all that you require is there within you. That substance is there in this very moment. Breathe in deeply with me. And out. Know this day that divine mind holds you within itself. Divine mind holds within you the true idea of you, complete with every single detail for your happiness and your full self-expression. In an essence of peace, allow this presence to enter into your conscious awareness. There it is. There you go. Greet this presence with a recognition that this I am is who you are. Breathe deeply with me. And out. Now say within yourself, I am love. I am peace. I am joy. I am rich and radiant self. I am free. I am fulfilled. I welcome and accept this presence in me as me. This is God in me. This is me and God. Open now for a very short 90 seconds. Open to your greater experience of this presence. Be still for a few moments and know that God is there with you in the silence. Still feeling this presence that's within you. And still keeping those eyes closed. Let your awareness come right back here into this group. Feeling love and peace and joy and freedom. Knowing that as you're moving forward in your life, every step is a movement toward fulfillment. Breathe in deeply. Feeling this presence. Knowing there is no separation from this presence. And always remember to say within yourself, where I am, God is, and all is well. And now let us pray our Lord's Prayer together. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed is thy name. Thy kingdom is come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Thou givest us this day our daily bread, and thou forgivest our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Thou leadest us not into temptation, but dost deliver us from all evil. For thine is the kingdom, and all the power and the glory, forever and forever. Amen. And now the lights are great to come back on. There we go. Well, when I spoke to you last Father's Day, I had a few little statements that began with, well, you might be a father if. So I couldn't let today go by without you might be a mother if. So here are just a few, and those of you who are mothers or who have mothered will know exactly what I'm talking about. Listen to this one. You might be a mother if you are able to instantly count all the sprinkles on every kid's cupcake, just to make sure that they're all equal. Have you done that? And here's another one. I'm trying to keep my tablet working as we go. There we go. You might be a mother if you want to take out a contract on that kid who tore up your kid's toy, right? My son once said when Gabby got into trouble with a kid at school, he immediately started muttering. He says, what does this kid look like? Here, draw me a picture. I want to know what clothes he wears. Oh, son, stop. You might be a mother if your child throws up and you just catch it. Yeah, mothers have done that and will do that. You might be a mother if somebody else's child throws up but you just keep eating, right? You might be a mother if you can place any amount of food on a plate and make sure nothing touches, right? My son was like that, no food touching. You might be a mother if you've taken the moral high ground and not allowed your child to play with guns or weapons, but they still take their sandwich and eat it into the shape of a gun and shoot their sibling. Yeah. You might be a mother if you've used your own saliva to clean your child's face. And then you might be a mother if you've used your own saliva to clean anybody's face. Yes, I've done an adult before, I admit. You might be a mother if you finally consent to hiring a babysitter because you haven't been out in so long. And then you spend your whole entire evening calling the sitter to check on the kids. And now to be a little more serious, you might be a mother regardless of your gender. I've known many people who've mothered in the past or in the future and in the present. They're mothering all the time. And there are people who are of both genders. Because I believe mothering is a concept. So let's talk about it a little bit. Think about any time you've ever been feeling sick, maybe in the middle of the night. Who would you go to for help, right? No matter your age, you're going to look for the most mothering person in the house. See, that's what a mother's love is like. It's about nurturing, it's about caring. And when you think about most of the images that we see created in the Bible, even some from Jesus, many of them have a very developed maternal quality to them. We love and worship a God that loved us before we were born, that keeps tabs on us, knows where we are and what we're doing. We love a God that will not let us go, that fills us with encouragement and hope, and is my creative support in any time of need. Everyone deserves that kind of mothering. Everyone deserves to feel that they're genuinely loved, and everyone deserves to know that there is a bond that nothing can break. And that, my friends, is what Mother God's love is like for us. Have you heard many people, when they pray, they say, Mother or Father God? Yeah, as a young child growing up, it took me a long time to understand that God is, in my opinion, gender-free. So I want to say a few words about mothers, or mothering as a divine presence. We just said a prayer, and we began with Our Father, who art in heaven. And we probably do that because God, as we think of God as Dad, because Jesus referred to God as Abba. But there are other traditions in the Bible that I'll point out to you that seems to think of God or give God a mother characteristic. In Isaiah 42, we hear, Now I cry out like a woman in labor. In Deuteronomy it says, You deserted the rock who fathered you. You forgot the God who gave you birth. Oh, a mothering aspect. It suggests to us that God is very personal. The prophet Hosea used some images too that seem to be tasks performed in ancient Hebrew society by the mother. He talks about leading his children from Egypt, and he says, God, you used the cord, a gentle cord. And in Jewish society, the mother would gently tie the cord to the child, and then when they wanted to get up, would gently give them a pull to help them get up. And it goes on to say in Hosea, You reached for my arms, God. You held our arms. Just like a toddler learning to walk, we hold their arms. Give them that support. Jesus even freely identified with the mother image, likening himself to a mother hen who was gathering chicks under her wings. And Jesus used an image of a comforting mother when he talked about his deep love for a lost city. I once read a story about a child who was going through desegregation of schools in the Deep South, and this child would come home exhausted just from trying to be strong all day, dealing with conflict or ridicule or prejudice, and would fall into her mother's arms for comfort. And her mother was writing about this. And her mother said after a bit she would just cry. And I would hold her and rock her, and she would get through it. The mother went on to write, but it worried me so much that I would go to my own mother, and I would reach out to her, and I would put my hand on hers, and she would reach over and put her hand on mine, and I would cry, and we would get through it. And at some point, she said, I began to realize that my daughter was leaning on me, that I was leaning on my mother, and that she was leaning on God. And that's when we got our strength, she says. And then she wrote, my mother was being God's love for me, and I was being God's love for my daughter. And she will go on and be God's love to others. I thought that was so tender. Now, I don't know if any one of us, no matter how old we get or how tough things are, I don't know of any one of us that doesn't need a little bit of divine mothering. And I don't know of any one of you, no matter how young you are or how naive you think you are, that can't pass on a little bit of divine mothering. I hope that you get to be part of that kind of blessing somehow, some way. And I believe that Mother God has taught me that every one of God's children deserves someone to talk to, someone to feel that they're genuinely loved, and that everyone needs to know that there's a bond that nothing in this world can ever break. So now, I want this to be a time for all of us who have nurtured, cuddled, cared for, taken pride in, or sent out into the world someone you've mothered. Also think of someone that has mothered you, remembering that mothering is not limited by your genetics, and it's not limited by your gender or your age. It's not limited even by death. So this is a great time for us to give some thanks. And let's do even more than that. Everyone here who is capable of doing so, let's honor the mothers in our lives that we know. Let's honor those who have been our mothers, either biologically or they've been our mothers by the love they've given us. I'd like for us to take a moment and look at these beautiful flowers. And first, I would ask those of you who are mother to come up and get one of these roses right now so that you can hold it tenderly for the rest of our time together. Come on, moms. We want to honor you today. There's several colors to choose from, too. They're all beautiful. And there's so many of them because we want to honor the mothers who've gone on. If your mother is no longer able to hold you in her arms physically, know that she holds you in her arms still. If you'll please come up and get a rose for her or him. Maybe a fellow in your life who's mothered you. Now, if you're sitting out there and you're just not getting to see your mom today, please honor your mom by bringing yourself on up here to get a flower or rose. If you can't give it to your mother today, you at least can remember your mom. That you can drink your mom's here. Come get a flower. To honor your mother. See, I love seeing those roses in your hands rather than up here. Although they were pretty beautiful.
cry, but I'm going to.
Oh, I'll cry if you do.
Many of you know that my family doesn't speak to me, which is okay. I don't have to fit in with them. I don't want to anymore. But there are folks in my life who have been a mother to me. I wish Cynthia was here. And Laurel, I love you dearly. If you would please accept this in the place of my mother, because you have been that for me. If you would take one to Cynthia for me, and please tell her how much she means to me.
So sweet.
Now, Rick, if you don't mind, to keep playing for just a moment. It wasn't but a few weeks ago that Doug talked about what's in a name. Remember that sermon? Well, today I would like to give you the opportunity to call out the names. We honor our parents and our mothers, and we can cherish their memories simply by calling out their name so that we all can hear those wonderful names. It's another way that we can thank them for all these gifts of life and love. And I pray that you always carry that kind of love in your heart, always. And I don't mind starting, and then we can start over here, Amy Jo, and just go right around. And just mention your mom's name, or someone who's mothered you that you would like to honor. And I'll start with my mother, Naomi Frances Taylor. Okay, we'll start. Amy Jo, would please like for you to start over here. Be loud so we can hear.
Marvin and Irene.
I have 2, Doris Alexander, Jean Oxley.
June Williams.
Virginia, Colleen, Ellen.
Beautiful names.
Olaya Barr.
Jan,
Hazel Rose.
Amy Jo, can you go now?
Yeah.
Thanks. Janie Bell, Pollard Wheeler, my grandmother Corinne Wheeler, and my sister Julie Wheeler Kierkegaard.
Dorothy Jordan.
Maud Burgess Brown.
Jan,
Alice, and my grandmother Addie. And I'd also like to add that my mother passed away in 2010 on Mother's Day. So it's kind of a significant day for me.
it's a great memorial.
And I'd like to, because she stepped out, Velvet's mom, Ola.
Jan Terminello, when I was in high school, and young adult. Took me in like her own.
I'm going to name my daughters Emily, Grace, and Hannah.
Gail,
Mildred Virginia Cromer Seiler.
Marie Adeline Peets. And I want to say there have been many, many others who have mothered me.
absolutely.
My grandmother, Margaret Hamilton, and my mother, Elizabeth Brooks.
Laurel,
My mother, Wanda Callis Janoska.
Well, I did mine up there. But I want to thank you, Melanie, for teaching me what a mother's love should be, watching you with your son.
oh, my pleasure.
Holly Greer.
Louise Watts.
Rick, would you like to name your mom or mothering figure?
Elsie Howell Miley.
Now, while you're holding those flowers, I want to talk to you about a famous mother, Mother Teresa. I think that everyone here has heard that name before. In many books, you may have heard that there was something written on the walls of the children's home where Mother Teresa often worked tirelessly. I want to read that to you and tell you a little bit about where it came from. People are often unreasonable, illogical, and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you're kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you're successful, you'll win some false friends and some true friends. Succeed anyway. If you're honest and frank, some people may try to cheat you, but be honest anyway. What you spend years building, someone could destroy overnight. Build anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, others may be jealous, but be happy anyway. The good you do today, people will often forget tomorrow, but do good anyway. Give the world your best anyway. And then not Mother Teresa, but someone else added this part. You see, in the final analysis, it is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway. The author of this writing was named Kent Keith. And he wrote that as a young boy. He was 19, actually. He called it the paradoxical commandments. And he was a sophomore at Harvard College. And in one of his classes, they were asked to create a student book, with each student giving an entry. The student, it was called The Silent Revolution, Dynamic Leadership in the Student Council. He heard this said again once in a meeting when he was an accomplished man of business. Someone in his business group thought it was very touching and loving, and he had heard about it being written on the wall or placed on the wall of this children's home by Mother Teresa. And he gave her the credit for writing it. He asked the man later, "Where did you find this information?" He said, "Oh, well, it's in a book that's written about Mother Teresa. And it's at the very back, and the author said that this was written in her own handwriting and placed on the wall." He never said anything that day about it being just like his paradoxical commandments. He says, "When I found out about it, I just went home and I sat for hours and I thought, how wonderful that I was able to write something that Mother Teresa cherished so much that she would put it on her wall." And then now to find out that people quote that all the time everywhere. And sometimes even giving others credit for it. He did say, "There's one thing I want the world to know, though. I don't know who added the final part about in the final analysis it is between you and God. And it was never between you and them anyway." He says, if there's only one thing I could do, it would be to change the minds of people about that statement. He said, God says, "Beloved, we must love one another. It must be about you and them." He said it's one of Jesus's very important main commandments, that you must love your neighbor as yourself. So he says, forgive anyway, be kind anyway, succeed in all ways, build anyway, be happy in all ways, do good anyway. Because in the final analysis, we are all one. I hope that today you'll cherish the thoughts of those who mothered, regardless of their gender, and that you will be able to call all those you meet beloved and share the Mother God in all of us with everyone. Be at peace. I love you. Hold on.
I pray you'll be our eyes and watch us where we go and help us to be wise in times when we don't know. Let this be our prayer. When we lose our way, lead us to a place, guide us with your grace, to a place where we'll be safe. I pray we find your light and hold it in our hearts. When the stars go out each night, remind us where you are. Let this be our prayer. When shadows fill our days, lead us to a place, guide us with your grace, to a place where we'll be safe. A world where pain and sorrow will be ended, and every broken hearted will be mended, and we'll remember we are all God's children, reaching out to touch you, reaching to the sky. We ask that life be kind. Watch us from above. Watch us from above. We hope each soul will find another soul to love. Let this be our prayer. Let this be our prayer. Just like every child. Just like every child needs to find a place. Guide us with your grace. Give us faith so we'll be saved. Lead us to a place. Guide us with your grace. Give us faith so we'll be saved.
thank you so much for sharing your beautiful gifts with us. And Melanie, thank you for a beautiful message. Now it's time for blessing of the gifts. Our ushers will please come forward. And if you will read with me in your bulletins. Today,
I acknowledge God, omnipresent, as the source of all good, as the source of my good. With this acknowledgement, I accept His will, which is abundance in every aspect of my life. I release all thoughts of lack and limitation, and I am open and receptive to the increased flow of abundance to me right now. I joyfully accept the gifts of life and give freely of the special gifts that I am. Through me, God omnipresent blesses and multiplies this gift for all. Thank you, dear God. While we're giving up our gifts, will you turn to those around you and thank them for the special gift that they are?
Thank you for the special gift that you are. Thank you for the special gift that you are.
Thank you. No, thank you.
if you'll pass around the basket of initials and choose one to pray for the person.
Try to make these announcements short because we have food. Anyhow, everybody come next door for potluck. As usual, we have potluck for Mother's Day, so please join us. And even if you didn't bring anything, you still can eat. We will not let you go away without eating. Next Sunday will be our annual church meeting. Also, all the ballots for the re-election of the board members needs to be in by Sunday. We will count those, so they have to be in by next Sunday. You can mail them, drop them by the church, bring them from the ballot box over there, whatever works for you will be fine. There will be no Monday night class again this week. Nancy is doing better. She is recuperating from, I'm not sure if it was a virus, and then she has some other things going on, but she is doing better, so hopefully we plan to have this class the following Monday. So we'll give her another week to rest, and then we'll get her back working herself hard. But keep her in prayer because she does. She's been not feeling well at all. So if y'all would do that and maybe give her a call or a text or something, she'd appreciate it. Also, May is Federation Month. We announced that last week. If you want to become a member of the Federation or if you just want to make a donation, I have the applications in the back. So feel free to ask me if you want to pick one up as we back to work. Also in May, we're going to have our, first time we've done this, we're having a picnic at Oak Grove Park over here on May the 27th. And it's going to be about 12:15 or something. We haven't decided yet if we're going to are we going to grill or have we decided any of that stuff?
We'll talk about it.
Okay, all right. The events coordinator will talk to me about it. Anyhow, but keep that in mind. It's for family and friends. And somebody said, Wanda wanted, could she bring one of her dogs? I said, yes, not all four of them, but one. Anyhow, it's for family and friends, and invite somebody to come and maybe just have a good time for that day. And we don't know how long we'll be over there, but the more the merrier.
And may I add, and if you would like to come, if you could let us know this week so we can kind of get a number of who's going to be there, that'll help us decide how we're going to organize.
Okay. All right. I think Dale had some announcements, but as you know, the flowers were for all of you all. If you didn't get one, please take them. They're for everybody to enjoy for today. So happy Mother's Day to everybody, whether you're pets or whatever, as Amy Jo said, I think we named everybody, so if you didn't get a flower, please take some. Okay, Dale?
Thank you.
I don't think you do much. I think you talk loud enough.
Something my mother always told me is that my voice carries.
Yeah. She told the truth.
Yeah. I have a presentation to make.
Okay.
You, Jane Graham, have been a thoroughly appropriate, loving, and nurturing mother to us all. I present this to you. This is a secular public service announcement. Every Thursday, all day, from 11 to about 3:30 in the afternoon, I'm over at Consignment 419 sketching pictures and showing my stuff. So if anybody's got a lunch break from their job, or they just want to play hooky from whatever that they're doing, school, matriculation, whatever. Well, school will be out pretty soon, so you won't have that to worry about. Drop on by for about an hour and I can sketch your picture live, or drop off. I had to specify with somebody who goes here this week that the picture has to be pretty good, unless it's several pictures of the same thing. So if you've got a picture of your mom, or late mom, or somebody you want to be your mom, bring it over on Thursday, and I will try to do my best to have it done by a day's end, or by week's end. One other thing. We've had kind of a mother figure besides Marita J. Wiggins all these 37 years as a freestanding building. Her name is Patricia Simpkins, and she lives right across the street from us, and she has seen the comings and goings of everybody at this church all that time. She is a devout Baptist, however, and she does not have, very much in common with our philosophy. Therefore, she does not, she's not a member here or even a visitor, but she's very protective of us as a neighbor. And I'm asking everyone to be protective of her because she is in Newport News with her own deathly ill brother for the next 2 weeks. As you're pulling out of the parking lot today, it's visible from here, the white house, the white 2-story house. Make certain that there are no creepy individuals walking on 2 legs or driving around at 10 miles per hour in a car several times around. You know what kind of people those are, and you really need to be on the watch for her because she has really nobody else doing it. And hey, she's been a great neighbor and a wonderful friend to me personally. There was a third thing, but I'll think about it some other time. Don't forget to vote by next week, okay? Thank you.
I drive around this parking lot over here 5 miles an hour quite often.
You're exempt. You're exempt.
One other thing I wanted, Dale had informed me the other day, as most of you all know, we like to keep things in the community and we like to keep you informed, but as all of y'all know, the bagel shop closed over here at Oak Road.
That's the third, yes.
Well, okay, well, Dale informed me
to...
this week that the ice cream shop is going in over there. So we may have to do an ice cream thing maybe after church one Sunday. We'll figure it out, but I think it's going to open in June. Is that?
No, the ice cream shop itself is going to be open in late November, unfortunately. The breakfast establishment that's going to be over at Kagi Village. Does everybody know where Kagi Village is on Kagi Road? It's going to be all day. I think it's going to be a 24-hour thing.
Okay.
Breakfast foods, 24-hour breakfast food.
And you can get over there, right?
And I can get over there just fine.
Okay, so we'll keep that. We'll have that.
Is that open now?
No, that will be open very soon, if not the middle of June, the 1st of July.
Okay, cool. All right, great. All right, everybody, thanks for coming today. As soon as Miss Melanie says the prayer, we'll leave.
Do our closing.
Oh, yes,
We have
Bye, Gil.
Okay, our closing hymn is It's in Every One of Us, number 40. If you will rise as you are able.